Well, good day viewers. Today we have a 2011 Honda CR-V and it's here because the hatch release doesn't work. So I know there's an access hole through the back. If you open the back door and then look in here, see that little cover, the bottom center there. If you pop that off, you can access the latch mechanically. But I'm going to see if the scan tool will provide me bi-directional control of it. So I've got the key on. I've ID'd the vehicle, or I'm about to ID the vehicle. I've loaded the vehicle history. Give me an opportunity to scan it, see if there's any other codes in it of concern. I'll put the mileage in later. Let's go do a network code scan while we're here and see if there's any other concerns. I've got a clean battery charger on it to stop the battery from going flat. It's sitting at 13.3 volts right now. So why is it being so slow? Well, I'll pick up when we get to the end of this network code scan. Well, that's interesting. We've got a catalyst efficiency code. That's not a good code to have. I don't recall seeing the check engine light on when I drove it in. Well, I'll pick up when we get to the end of this. Okay, so we managed to scan 12 controllers. We got a catalyst efficiency code in the engine. We got a whole bunch of tire pressure sensor codes because it has winter tires on it with no sensors in it. Got some history codes in the airbag for no signal from the occupant detection system, non-stipulated data from the occupant detection test system. An interesting code in the gauges module. Driver's door key cylinder switch input circuit malfunction. Simultaneous input of lock and unlock signal. And that's in basically the BCM. Alright, well, we're going to clear all the codes out of it. I don't imagine that's going to restore operation of the rear hatch. I suspect the pad switch has failed. I don't know how long this network code clear takes. The system is fairly slow compared to other manufacturers. So we'll pick up when we get to the end. So I communicated with 12 systems and cleared the codes. I'm going to go into try door locks and functional tests to see if there's ability to open the hatch with the scan tool. I know, like on a Chrysler minivan I can do this, many Chrysler products. So if it's a pad switch that's failed, I can open it electrically. Unlock all doors, unlock side door, lock all doors. No, that's not going to work. I'm going to look around. So I found an electrical diagram that shows the tailgate release actuator. It's supplied power by an internal drive transistor in the MICU. And the tailgate handle looks like a pull-down type switch. Grounds the voltage from the MICU as well. Now I couldn't find a module referred to as a MICU gauges module, but on the data there it doesn't have it. And door locks, let's look at data in the door locks. Maybe it shows the status of the switch, but there's no bi-directional control for this thing, so it looks like we're going to have to manually open it and then test that switch once we get the hatch open. Driver's door, passenger door. Door unlock. Front door. I don't see the tailgate. Oh well, I'm going to look around some more. So I cannot find any data in any controller related to the tailgate command nor the input. So we're going to go in the back there mechanically and open that hatch and see if we can get in there. So here is a look inside there, and it looks like this is the release. There we go. Just open it like so. So we're going to set it. Well, that's for good. Okay. So we got the tailgate open now, so I'm going to pop these covers off the trim here so we can get at the two 10mm nuts or bolts inside here, and I imagine there's push pins on this plastic cover, so we'll take it off. So you pop the two side panels off first. There's plastic clips, so you got to pop them in towards this way, and then they can unclip from the back of this panel. You could take this one off as well, I might, and then pull it down from the top. There's push pins in these corners here, one there, one there, one there. Pull it straight down. It's best to do this when it's warm so the plastic don't break, or as much of it doesn't break. And there is the latch switch right there. So we're gonna disconnect this, and I got the key on. We're going to check voltage on this switch, check continuity through this pad switch. So I'm back pinning the white wire, and I've got 12 volts on the wire, and I'm going to pull the latch down here and operate this pad switch, and it pulls it to ground. So the switch is working. I'm pressing repeatedly on the switch. So the switch is working. I wonder if it doesn't energize it now because it thinks it's already open. See, there's a switch inside here. Well, I suppose we can unplug this motor. There's the motor right there. I'm going to do some research. So I've closed the latch to simulate a closed tailgate, and I've connected a bulb across the, it's a 912 bulb, so it draws about 3/4 of an amp across the connector for the motor. And when I operate the switch, it should light the light, and it's not, which bothers me. It's either we got an open in the wiring, which may be up in here. I haven't checked in this boot to see if there's any compromised wires, but the switch is working. Again, if I operate the switch, oh, I can't reach it. There we go. I got to make sure the doors are unlocked. So I've got no broken wires in here. None that I can see anyways. Pulling on all these wires. Everything looks pristine. The weird thing is I got a gray-green wire here going into this motor, and I don't see it in here. That's strange. Well, I'm going to look up some troublemaker information if there is any. So I found a case on Identifix. It says intermittently the tailgate will not open. In this case, it would be useful to have a scan tool that can access body control unit data and show the state of the door lock unlock switches. If you can access this data, I would suggest operating the door lock several times in an attempt to see if one of them not show unlock when the door should be unlocked. The tailgate will not operate if the control unit thinks one of the doors is not unlocked. So I'm looking at data in the door locks, and it shows everything off except the driver's door lock knob switch. Now, was I trying to operate it with with one of the doors open? No, it says with one of the doors locked. I've checked to make sure all the doors are physically unlocked. Lock switch lock. Driver's door lock knob switch unlock on. Remember, there was a code for a B1127. I wonder if that's related to my problem. Do some more research. All the switches seem to be working properly, and the doors all open and they show unlocked. So I decided to look up the troubleshooting chart for B1127, driver's door key cylinder switch input circuit malfunction. and clear the DTCs, turn the switch to the lock position, then back to on, insert the key into the driver's door key cylinder switch and turn the key in lock and unlock position at least 10 times. And then check for DTCs. Intermittent failure of the driver's door key cylinder switch is okay at this time. Well, I've done that and everything seems to work fine. The code never returned. Now, to add a little bit of a fly in the ointment to this thing is this vehicle is equipped with a car starter, an aftermarket car starter. So I'm using a Think Diag or Think tool, scan tool, and in the data stream for the door locks there is the trunk handle switch and the trunk lid tailgate switch. So if I operate this handle switch, it says on. So if Snap-on had had that data PID, I wouldn't have had to take this door handle off to check it. But the latch switch is not releasing. So let's see what happens when I release that. You're going to have to use two hands here. Okay, now that the latch switch is open, or the latch is open, the trunk lid tailgate switch says on. And if I close the latch, didn't get it right shut. There we go. It says off. But it doesn't show the status of the tailgate itself or give me the ability to command it open and close. Just let's go through the list here. Door lock, door lock, door lock, door lock. Driver's door lock. So at least we know that the controller is seeing the switch and the handle, but it doesn't tell me or give me the capability to command it on and off. If I go into actuation tests, it has the same test that the Snap-on scan tool had. Basically lock all doors, unlock driver's door, and unlock all doors. Nothing with the rear lift gate. So we're still back to, I'm going to check the ground on this wire. One of these wires is ground in case there's an open ground. So the black wire here at this connector is grounded. I ran a good power supply up here and checked it with a test light. It lights a test light. So we still have no output from the MICU to actually activate this, and I don't know why. All the inputs appear to be good. So I'm looking in symptom-based diagnostics in the service manual, and there is no diagnostic flow chart or symptom-based diagnostics for the rear lift gate. I went through the entire list here. You know, it has some stuff about the doors locking by themselves after the last door is closed and stuff like that, but nothing to do with the lift gate. Sunroof, moonroof problems. I went through this multiplex integrated control system troubleshooting, and there's nothing in there. So very, very poor diagnostic procedures for this thing, especially when you can't see the status or command it on a scan tool. So I'm going to have to look at the electrical diagram and see if we got power leaving that multiplex control unit, which I believe is the fuse panel. So in this schematic here, it shows the tailgate unlock relay, but I don't believe it actually has one, and that's in the under dash fuse relay box. But I'm going to look and see. But it's this green wire, and it goes to connector 603, so that would be another logical place to check it. I've checked this ground is good, and it goes through connector 603 as well. So I'm going to have a look underneath there and see if there is an unlock relay, but it probably is a part of the MCIU or MICU and not serviceable. Well, I did find a bulletin from Honda. And it basically says here that tailgate outer handle or power tailgate is not working. Lots of reasons could account for this. Any of these items can cause the tailgate outer handle or power handle tailgate not to work. A bad door lock knob, a bad door lock actuator. The normal method for troubleshooting this problem is to hook up Honda diagnostic system and find any and fix. I gotta zoom this back out. A bad door lock knob. Security data. Let's go into security data. I'm going to put the scanner back on it. So in the security data list, it shows the status of the trunk lid release command. So the trunk lid tailgate switch is off because it's actually closed now. The latch is closed, so it thinks the tailgate is closed. And the trunk release switch, I'm pressing right now. Trunk handle switch, trunk knob switch, and trunk lid release command stays off. I wonder if there's any bidirectional control in this data list. Actuation test, horn command, security indicator, and hazard command. Let's see if there's any fault codes. As far as I can tell, all these switches, no trouble codes. Exit. Read data stream. Select all. Okay. Door lock command off, 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 off. Driver's door lock knob switch is in the unlock position. Driver's door lock switch is locked. Driver's door switch. I got the door open now. Let's close the door. Driver's door switch. Driver's door unlock. Headlight command, ignition key on. I gotta have the key on to read data. Passenger door lock knob switch is in the unlock position. Passenger rear door lock knob switch is in the unlock position. I wonder if there's a driver's rear door. Driver's rear door lock knob switch unlock off. Driver's rear door. So why does that one say off? And passenger door lock knob switch unlock. Let's go to this side. And this is the switch that they're talking about, in my opinion. Now that one's locked. Driver's rear door switch. Driver's rear door lock knob switch. Unlock off. So I'm graphing all 4 door lock switch knobs. Lock knob switches. And notice they all show off now. And when I lock the doors, they are locked now. When I unlock the doors, one doesn't change state. You can see the driver's rear door is showing off. So 3 out of 4 change state when I do this. Let's unlock the door. And this switch here should change state. So if I operate the passenger door switch, you can see it changes state. But when I operate this switch, it doesn't change state. So let's have a look at how that switch is designed. I can't see why that would prevent the tailgate from opening, but possibly if it thinks it's in the, well, it's not changing state, so that's not right. So to take the door panel off, remove that plastic escutcheon, 2 screws there. Note that they have shoulders on them. And plastic trim underneath here and 1 screw there. Plastic trim down here, 1 screw in there. And plastic trim in the door handle, and that one's got a shorter screw with no shoulder on it. The other 2 have shoulders. So remove this plastic trim from here and then pop all the panel clips loose and then lift the panel up and off. And it'll get us to the switch now. So the switch is not actually at the knob. The switch is at the latch assembly inside here. So we're going to have to take the door panel off, or take the plastic trim off here and access the connections inside there. Unless this is it here. That could be it right there. Purple and black, yeah, that's it right there. So at this connector, that purple wire should have a voltage on it. And if I measure the voltage on that purple wire, which is this one right here, I've got 0.09, 0.03. I would expect to see a voltage on that wire, and it would be pulled to ground. So if that wire shorted the ground somewhere between here and the MICU, it would indicate that the switch is closed. And that's low voltage would be unlocked. Well, that should be normal. I gotta look at this some more. So there's the purple wire, and it's broken. So I suspect that if I ground this wire and check it, I'm going to check it for a voltage on it. But if I ground that wire, it should indicate that the door switch is closed. So the voltage on that wire is 12.6 volts. And if I ground that wire with a test light, you can see that it changes to closed. So I'm going to ground it, simulate a switch in the right position, and see if the tailgate works. So I've got the switch grounded, or the wire grounded, and as you can see, it works. Wow. Yeah, there was no fault code related to that. So let's plug this connector back in, and I suspect it'll work just fine. Okay, so we're going to have to run a new wire through that door pillar and fix it inside. So if you take the speaker out, you can pull that harness out through the door and get it in a place where it's really convenient to repair. And check to see if there's any other wires in here that are compromised. So far, only wire that's failed is this purple wire for that stupid switch. Now, it is a lighter gauge wire. So we're going to splice it back here in the harness and run a new piece of wire up to that terminal, and then put it back together again and put every panel back on again. So I got the wire repaired and connected back up here at the latch assembly, and if I operate the switch, as you can see, it changes state now. Wow, all that work for one stupid broken wire. Well, at least no parts involved. So there's all 4 switches now agreeing with each other. They're all locked, and they all should say on when they're unlocked. So the left rear door was pretending to be locked so it wouldn't allow the tailgate to open. Imagine that. Now I'm going to have a look to see if those data parameters are on the snap-on scan tool and I just didn't see them. So let's see if it works. It's a beautiful thing. So I'm going to have a look in the security data list. Who would think to go into security data list? But it kind of makes sense. Status of the door locks. See if it's in here. It wouldn't be the first time that Snap-on missed some data parameters that would be useful. Trunk key cylinder unlock. Trunk lid release command. It's all there. I just didn't know where to look. There's all the front passenger door unlock switch knob. Driver's door key door. Too many switches. Driver's door lock switch knob. No, switch lock. I want the knob. This one. So they should all say on when they're unlocked. Front passenger door. And driver's door lock switch unlock. So these should all say, no, wait a second, that one's front passenger door lock switch lock. I gotta find these data parameters. I have too many data parameters that appear to be the same. So we got driver's door lock knob switch, driver's rear door lock knob switch, front passenger door lock knob switch, and driver's door lock knob switch. Graph these, and now when I operate the electric lock, it should switch all four. So if we knew what to look for and where to find it, the information was there. So that's it for now. This one's fixed. No parts required. Imagine that.